Well, we always say retirement is a journey, one that you shouldn't have to navigate solo. So that is why every week here on The Right Path to Retirement, we turn to financial advisor Jimmy Lin, certified financial planner and the founder of Right Path Wealth Management right here in Las Vegas. So, Jimmy, what really stands out to me is how much stress people are carrying around these decisions, money, work, retirement. It can all feel very overwhelming. And I saw a recent poll by Talker Research that shows that half of Americans are actually trying to disconnect from the digital world because it can feel so overwhelming. So they're turning to reading actual books, playing board games, using a real alarm clock, a paper calendar, listening to music on vinyl or the radio. And, why are they doing this? Well, because it all causes less stress. So reading through this survey got me thinking, if we're simplifying over here in our daily lives, shouldn't we also be simplifying our retirement plan? So I was wondering if you could talk to us about your thoughts on these numbers and how people are disconnecting from the digital world a little bit and how that can relate to our retirement plan.
Yeah, what's also funny is the other day I was driving my daughter to school and she was just looking out the window and she said, it's so refreshing to see that kid pedaling to school. Because everybody's on e-bikes and scooters. And she's like, wow.
I'm with her.
So
I've said the same thing to my fiance in our neighborhood. There's a kid who is out every day riding his bike after school. And I don't know why, but it brings me such joy that he is not inside playing video games, that he's out getting some fresh air. So I'm with your daughter on that one. It feels nice.
She was just like, wow, that's nice. So yes. People are disconnecting, which I think is a good thing. And I do think it's due to the stress. I mean, I'll tell you, I have watched less TV recently just because everything on the news is just like the world is on fire and it creates that anxiety where you do want to disconnect and just, be more engaged with real life around you.
Every TV show, though, even a drama TV show that's acting is also anxiety inducing to me these days. We're watching these end of the world apocalypse shows or these medical dramas, and every single show I'm like, can we watch something that just is going to bring me zen? There's nothing out there. I need a YouTube video of the ocean on repeat.
We just got to go. We all just got to go ride our bikes.
Yes.
I think
I need to get a bike first, Jimmy. I'm going to invest.
That's what we'll do. But that is, at the end of the day, we have all of these advanced tools available to us, all this technology. We can get any piece of information we want through AI or through YouTube, but it doesn't bring us more joy. It creates more stress. We don't want to bury our heads in the sand and not learn things, but at the same time, we don't want to be so entrenched in trying to be exposed to the digital world that we just lose our sanity. And so a lot of that comes back to retirement planning and simplifying your life in retirement. Because as you enter into retirement, I can tell you that, people enter into retirement in their early 60s and they're still fairly sharp and they want to be able to kind of create their own retirement plans. But the retirement game is a 20, 30 year stretch. And we're going into retirement so that we can enjoy ourselves, so that we can ride our bikes or take those vacations. And we don't necessarily want to be tied to our desk watching the digital world, trying to figure out what that next strategy is to optimize our retirement. So we like to dumb it down for our clients. We like to kind of put all their statements on a table and really just go over like, what is a strategy here? What's the plan? Why do we have 15 different accounts all spread across? How are you actually managing this? And why are you listening to these different complex tax strategies that maybe don't apply to you? Like, we like to provide, again, that clarity, that clear picture of like, what's our goal? We are a very goal-based firm and a very planning based firm, meaning that we don't just recommend to people like a typical 60-40 portfolio, some type of cookie cutter portfolio that an advisor is going to give every single client that walks through the door. We want to understand your goals and then make sure that your investment strategies align with those goals. And we do that all through creating a plan for each of our clients that walk in. Because I think that starting with basically a very simple plan is going to weed out all the complexity of all the statements and all the mutual funds that you own and all the life insurance products that you might have. let's dumb it down. Let's paint a clear picture. And that's what we lack right now. And so our firm is very much, let's try to simplify this. Let's not get all ingrained in information overload. And I think that just puts retirees in a better spot because we have enough anxiety going into retirement, changing your lifestyle. You're leaving a job that you may have been there for decades. An income stream is going to be stopping. You can't add anxiety on top of anxiety. You got to pull it back a little bit. And that's what we hope to do. We try our best to really just be that calm voice in the relationship where when the sky is falling, you have somebody in your life that knows your situation and they can call you and we can kind of talk you down the ledge. That's our goal. And I think it's very important. I mean, investment strategies are equally important to also being that sounding board and that voice of reason. So we think it's very important to de-stress and decomplicate things.
What would you say is the most common way that people are overcomplicating their retirement plans without even realizing it?
Yeah, I think it's just trying to jump on the next bandwagon of investment strategies. When people are seeing news and thinking, I got to be in this new investment, whether it's a real estate syndicate that is their neighbor next door told them, hey, I'm getting 12% guaranteed every year. If somebody tells you something like that, I would run the other way, right? Because it's unrealistic. And that's where a lot of people, there's a lot of, for lack of a better word, vultures out there that are preying on people who are trying to chase unrealistic returns. And I just think that things like people are selling, we do annuities all the time as we talk about, but there's a lot of people trying to sell annuities in a way that's, not being honest on what to actually expect from them. So I think that a lot of these products, if you can't understand it, if the person that's kind of presenting it to you can't help you understand the reasons why you should have it, how it will benefit you, and also how that actual product or solution works, then it may be too complex. It doesn't have to get that complicated, and we try to make it as simple as possible for our clients because they have to have skin in the game. They have to have buy-in in whatever we do. We don't just do things and just say, this is your plan. It's a collaborative effort.
Jimmy, that is all the time we have for today here on The Right Path to Retirement. We appreciate you breaking it down for us as always. And you and I will be back with more retirement insight for Las Vegas. But until then, I'm going to hand it back over to you to take us out.
Yeah, enjoyed being here again. And everybody, if you're in that stage where you're going into retirement, don't go at it alone. Give us a call and we'll put you on that right path.
That is going to do it for us this week. We will be back next week, same time, same place, with more great insight from certified financial planner Jimmy Lin here on The Right Path to Retirement. Take care.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business Right Path Wealth Management. Right Path Wealth Management is also an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by Right Path Wealth Management are not subject to investment advisory requirements. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. Any reference to the protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing carrier. This radio podcast is intended for informational purposes only. It's not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decision, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual situation. Right Path Wealth Management is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by Right Path Wealth Management.
Market Guard is a firm that provides investment signals as well as portfolio allocation recommendations, wide variety of model portfolios. Market Guard does not offer advice or enter into fiduciary relationships.